Mike O'Mara Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's The Mike O'Mara Show.
Before we get started with the program today and introduce our very special guest, a song.
I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too?
For our guests and Oscar, that's a child.
Oh, I thought that was the new Drake record.
That's my son and I. Right before the show started.
Very
before the show
sweet.
started. And I just thought I'd bring that in because I'd balance out what the next few minutes is going to be. Let's welcome our guest, Mr. Todd Moore.
Well, it's good to be here. Thank you for all the week's compliments I heard.
He sounds
about
like he's
myself.
12 miles away to me. He sounds horrible.
He
That's
sounds
what
great in here.
happens
He
when
sounds great in here.
He sounds great,
He
then I
sounds
don't worry
phenomenal
about it.
in here.
Yeah.
But turn his send up to me,
we'll work
please.
on that. We'll work on that.
I got to hear that. Todd, welcome. It's great
Thank
to have
you.
you here.
Good to be here, Mike.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I fired up the Mike O'Mara app yesterday. I cranked up the volume to be greeted by F you, Todd. And everyone in the office heard it. It was very embarrassing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
He said it's even worse when you built the platform that's insulting
Right.
you.
I know. Well,
I'm Mike O'Mara. What am I going to do?
There is nobody that's more grateful for the work that Todd Moore has done for us in our app. He is a genius, and I am thrilled at it. It's the
When
trolling.
apps attack.
When apps attack.
It's the trolling. It's the trolling I can't stand. And I think we can get into that later in the program because we're gonna have a little one-on-one with me and you, Todd. We're gonna have to do that because I just want to find out what's inside that giant
I'm wearing a
throbbing
suit
brain.
because I'm in court today. Let's do this.
You're in court. Oh, you're ramped up. You're ready to go. Before the show, we had a little
Some house
controversy.
business, yes.
Some house business that I thought we'd discuss here on the air. That with the Podcast Village studios in Washington, D.C., and with the studios that I have both up here and down in Florida, we are constantly trying to improve and make this show better for you, the consumer. Rob Spiewak proudly came in today and said to his brother Oscar that, Oscar, those crappy headphones that were thrown in the trash, I retrieved them, and I put new ear pads on them, and they are as good as new. And immediately, he was shut down by Mr. Oscar Santana.
Heels in. He would not admit the fact that it could even possibly be okay.
And you need to turn your send up to me, too, so
Okay.
I can hear everything. So the whole idea was that Rob had... saved the company money by saving headphones and making them sound wonderful. Well, not really making them sound. They were fine the way they sounded. They looked bad because they had the bad ear pads. Ear pads on headphones for broadcasters. For those of you that might just use your headphones when you are listening to your music or you're listening to my podcast, we use them every day and we use them for hours. So they wear out.
They dissolve. They dissolve
yes.
and fall apart. And this one had one that was in shreds, and one ear pad was totally gone. Just gone. So I said, these can't be thrown away just because of bad ear pads. I have a spare pair of ear pads at my desk at home. I can resurrect these. Like a phoenix, I can bring them back. Zoom.
And you were very excited about the fact that you pulled these out of the trash, and then Oscar went into a thing and goes, we're at Podcast Village Studios. We're trying to upgrade everything. We're trying to make this environment as professional as possible. And if you're going to use 40-year-old headphones, and he was really rough. Do I have the gist of what he was saying?
He said 10-year-old headphones, but I know what happened there is that he probably should have thought that those headphones were an easy repair, and he wasn't going to admit he could have possibly been wrong. So he took the argument to another level and said, no, they're not worth repairing ever because they're 10 years old.
Now, we are about to have the big reveal of these headphones. Am I going to be pleased with the look of these headphones, do you think?
Mike, you're not only going to have a great day, you're going to have a great weekend based on these
Do
headphones.
we have an intern that can produce the headphones and show them on the camera to our listeners and then on the camera to me, please?
Okay.
Well, before we get there, a couple of things. If I could add.
Yes.
Yeah.
These headphones have been around for roughly, I would say, 8 years.
Hey, stay.
In and out of the console.
Who are you telling? Who are you telling to stay like a dog?
Adrian,
he's
he ran over to
overzealous?
Adrian ran to get the headphones, and he was like he was in starter's blocks, like it was Chariots of Fire.
Yeah.
He was
Tell
digging
him
a hole
this
together, and I said,
this
stay.
is show business.
Okay.
This is show business. He's got to wait.
Before you see these headphones,
Yes.
know that last night I found these headphones with their aftermarket, what are they, earmuffs, ear covers? Earpads. Already shredding off. They had already had aftermarket ear pads on them. One of the ear, the left ear or right ear had fallen off completely. Not the ear pad, but the actual
plastic part.
The plastic part had fallen off of the headphone.
That's not true.
But were you here last night?
Well, I retrieved them from the trash and put them on a shelf.
But let me finish my story.
All right.
So I'm here with Rob Ford at 8:30 p.m. working on a client's project, and I said, "What are these?" He says, "Oh, I think these are the old ones that used to be in the TMY studio." And I said, "Please throw these away. We have 12 other headphones here that are brand new. These probably are messed up in one way or another, and they're affecting the quality of our product." I said,
"Your timeline is messed up because I found them in the trash yesterday afternoon. So this could have been Tuesday or Wednesday night, but it wasn't yesterday night."
"No, last night we took them out and threw them in the trash."
But they were not in the trash this morning, though.
Oh my God! Did Rob take them out? I said.
Now I'm confused.
No,
Todd, are you
because
confused?
I think
I'm
what
confused
happened,
now.
I think the timeline is messed up because I think that happened with you and Rob. But then I found them in the trash yesterday afternoon, 2 o'clock ish.
Okay,
So
that's
that
fair,
means
that's fair.
you're 1 night late.
Yeah.
It didn't happen last night. It happened the night before.
No, it happened yesterday afternoon.
Okay.
Yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, that's when I
I'm
retrieved
sorry.
them.
I just remember leaving at 8:30, so I thought that had been taken care of, right?
Todd, this is what I deal with when
Yeah.
how do
you
I'm constantly
deal with
trying to
My
figure
point
out
is this. My point is this. I need to shake the
trying to figure out what the fake news is, Todd. That's what I'm trying
Does
to
the
figure out.
timeline really matter?
Can we call off this investigation?
The bottom line, did you throw the trash? Did you throw the headphones away?
I need to shake the effing JFK out of every member here. We have to
Hold
keep
on.
everything and hoard everything.
Did you throw the headphones away?
Yes.
And are these the same headphones you found in the trash, Rob?
Yes.
That you retrieved?
Yes.
And you put new stuff on them?
Yes, I happen to have spare ear pads at my home, and these are not aftermarket. These are Sony brand ear pads.
I'm sure.
I guarantee it.
Diego, show them to me. Show the headphones to me now. Let's see what they look like. That's a terrible way of showing them.
Yeah,
I don't need to just see the headphones. Let me see the whole.
He had 10 minutes to prepare for that.
I thought I was looking
Let
at
the cord hang down,
Covered
dummy.
the lenses.
All right. Sort of now. How about you hold them from the top, from the headpiece, and now sort of twist them around slowly so I can see them.
Mike, do you know what aftermarket?
Yes, of course I know what aftermarket.
No,
headpads-
for vehicles
earpads
are.
Yes.
Parts where they come to you like, we've got aftermarket.
I have to stop
parts.
you,
Yes.
Oscar. Rob,
Yes.
I need you to direct him a little. I
All right.
need to get a good look
Here, I
at
tell
him.
you
He's going like that with the headphones. Jesus Christ. It's a simple task, you pot-addled moron. All right, here we go.
Okay, here we go. Now Rob is showing the headphones to Mike like he was on QVC.
It's really like it is a little. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. Thank you.
You know what? Well worth it. Well worth it. You know, he's playing the camera with them on. This is the best.
Why are you in my chair?
You win. You know what? You won me over. Keep the headphones.
All right. They look fine. They look good.
they're
They
fine.
actually look really good. I think they
Until
look really
start
nice.
flaking off.
Well, then we'll replace them again.
Well,
I
your
don't-
concern was that the cosmetic
The
features
cosmetic
on them
features, yes.
might not be the only problem. That they actually might have a real
when
problem.
the entire left side of these headphones
Right.
yesterday,
Right.
at one point had fallen off Rob Ford might have clicked it back on.
That must have been what happened.
Yes. Why would we want that here? Why would we want that here?
Because that's a simple fix. Because I think, look, there are a lot of things I can say improve in our studio. And by the way, the studio's looking better than ever.
Yes.
If you came up here, Oscar, you'd probably lecture me for about an hour. Because if you look around here.
I don't lecture Papa.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
He'd make you throw your headphones away.
Yeah.
I know that's his go-to.
Yeah. Oh, and these are the ones, by the way, the ones I have, hold on. The ones I have are the ones that I got at CES.
Oh, that's right. What's the brand on them?
The Maestro headphones that I have.
They're so good. They sounded so nice.
Hey, how you doing? My Victor Borges that I have right now are really looking good. By the way, so am I with a hat today. Why am I wearing a hat? That was for Todd.
Mike, you know what's important is that we all are pitching in. So, Rob, I apologize. Thank you for thinking ahead and bringing those in.
I appreciate that. And, I always try to, you know what? If you take care of the pennies, the dollars take care of themselves.
Todd, you're an entrepreneur. You know that, right? That works, doesn't it?
Yes, of course it does. Yes.
Yes, it does. Of
course it does,
yes.
Bruce.
It's so funny. You're so mellow in the studio. I'm looking for the online Todd. It's just like, I think you're both. I think you both ought to melt them down and turn them into plastic guns.
You get a free bowl of soup with that, Mike?
He can start the show, Rob Spiewak.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
And I'm getting pretty sick of guys named Todd. It's just a goofy f***ing name. Hi, what's your name? Todd. I'm Todd. And this is Scott. And Blake and Blair and Blaine and Brent. Where are all these goofy f***ing boys' names coming from? Taylor, Tyler, Jordan, Flynn. These are not real names. You want to hear a real name? Eddie. Eddie's a real name. Whatever happened to Eddie? He was here a minute ago. Joey and Jackie and Johnny and Phil, Bobby and Tommy and Danny and Bill. What happened? Todd and Cody and Dylan and Cameron and Tucker. Hi, Tucker. I'm Todd. Hi, Todd. I'm Tucker. Tucker sucks. And Tucker's friend, Kyle.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
In its way, one of the bravest stand-up segments I've ever heard.
Yeah.
To stand in an audience full of thousands and know that there are Todds and Tylers and Kyles in that audience.
Dylan's a cool name now.
Yeah.
That is the late George Carlin.
And I got an accusatory point from Todd as soon as the tape began. He said,
I knew you were going to do that.
You know what? No guest gets a custom tape. You should be so honored.
Have we clarified that Todd's brother's name's Scott?
Oh, no.
Yes.
That is true.
From our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., in the Podcast Village studios, welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. The Mike O'Mara Show, or TMOS, to our friends, is a worldwide radio show and podcast with a loyal following of listeners who get it. And if you're listening right now, you do too. TMOS is always ready to hear from you. Our weekly mailbag, our wide open Wednesday phone calls, our show is an interactive experience, and we love our audience participation. So please let us hear from you. All over the world, the Mike O'Mara Show is on now and brought to you by Cornerstone First Financial. It's the calm before the storm. Dun, 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 dun. Listen up. There's an 85% likelihood the Fed will raise rates in their September and December meetings. So now is the time to lock in a low fixed rate or get pre-approved for a new loan before rates go any higher. Go to Cornerstone First Financial. Whether it's a refi for a purchase, you'll get the lowest guaranteed rate. Work with the friends of TMOS. Cornerstone First Financial, a direct lender with their own money and the ability to meet any competitor's estimate. You see, Cornerstone has a certain amount that they have to clear off their warehouse line each month, and they do this by offering the absolute lowest rates. Plus, you can get pre-approved before you work with an agent. So you know what you qualify for, like so many TMOS listeners have done before you. I promise you, Cornerstone First Financial will give you sound advice. Click their banner on our website or call Cornerstone First Financial 202-625-1221. Mention TMOS and receive a free appraisal at closing. Personal attention from application to closing. Licensed in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, Florida, Georgia, and Colorado. Don't wait! Now is the time to call Cornerstone First Financial.
Thank you.
Where did Todd go?
He's right there.
Hi.
He was leaning off camera.
All right.
All right.
He's back,
Todd,
baby.
welcome. Todd, what is new in your world, my friend?
Well, not too much. Just having a good time, posting things on Facebook. Mike,
Yes.
I really don't want my Facebook wall to get in between our friendship. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, I see. My only real contact with you is seeing your posts, and we're not going to get into the weeds. We both agreed to that prior to the show.
Yes.
There's another show that I host where that might happen, but doubtful.
I don't think I'll ever be invited.
Political persuasions that we do every single week.
And I was joking when I said that thing about your show. I was joking.
I know.
You know
I
that,
know
right?
You were. I know.
Okay.
I just I think it was here's Todd. Todd is online quite often, and over the course of the year, you have become more and more active, engaging on the Facebook with political posts, and you share interesting things, and you have interesting discussions, and you're very, very clear in your politics, as I am. Not to the degree that you are, because I don't really I don't put that on my wall a lot, but I do occasionally have something. The last one that I can remember, and this is just a funny that I thought, was the official Donald Trump Queen Elizabeth portrait, which was one of the funniest things I've ever seen, where you see, and I had to look at it 3 times before I realized what it was, and it was a picture of Donald Trump walking in front of the Queen, and the picture is you just see her hand with the blue dress that she was wearing in back of him, and that's the official portrait, because he had broken protocol by standing and walking in front of the Queen, which you're not supposed to do. It was just a funny moment, and I thought that was great.
The Onion did a great one. They showed him body slamming, the Queen, and saying he didn't know protocol. He didn't know he couldn't do that.
So you put up a lot of posts that are would probably be skew right. Would that be accurate? I want to be fair to you. I want to be fair. It would be they would skew to the right side of things.
Well, I guess you could say that. I mean, if you're not insulting the current administration,
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
I guess
you sound like absolute crap right now. What's happening on the board? Yes.
I think they made an adjustment in the back room.
No, that's not you, Mike. Stop messing with the board. Helpers! Rob is here. Jesus Christ. Can you please say hello again so we can fix this?
Hello, everyone.
All right, now, Rob,
Yes.
I know you know how to handle this.
Yes, I do.
Let's make sure we fix this, because when there are 3 people
somebody
running...
was messing with it in
Yes,
the back?
yes.
Who messes with it in the back?
Somebody that doesn't have any business doing it, Mike, and it's my wife.
Oh, no, really?
She's trying to help Rob because Rob doesn't really know the board still, and she's aware of this. But when 2 people are doing it at the same time, all you're doing is making it worse.
All right.
All right,
well,
Rob is in charge today. He will live and die by his fingers.
Thank you.
All right, very good.
Get
All
it
right,
together,
hi, Todd.
people.
Thank you. Much better.
No.
Much better. Thank you. Much better.
All right.
Continue.
So it sounds
Yes,
better
yes.
to
yes.
you?
Oh, much better. Much better.
I do want to tell you a story, Mike, that
I want to tell you a story about we've got people here at 7 o'clock in the morning that are getting this studio ready. And, and I know that microphones were being tested literally at 5 of 9. That's what I don't understand.
There is like a high-pitched squeal. Is that what you're talking about?
No, don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's just, there was an echo
Todd,
to your voice.
now that we've once again taken a peek behind the scenes,
Yeah.
let's it's a simple extra microphone with a guest in a studio, in an air studio. Go ahead. Sorry, Todd. Yes, you were saying.
Let's not worry as much about the headphones, more about the mics.
Okay, thanks for the help, Oscar.
So I wanted to tell you.
Like
Is
to
it
put
okay?
a new ear pad in his mouth.
Are we good?
Yeah,
Great.
we're good.
We're fine.
Continue.
We're fine.
Continue.
All right.
Continue.
All right. So I wanted to kind of like paint a story. I want to tell you a story that happened to me that I think will kind of illustrate where I'm coming from these days. This is not a story I've told publicly. This is 100% true, and I think it's going to blow your mind, Mike.
Oh, no.
I started...
Oh, no.
I'm just going to lay back and relax.
Yeah.
I started, you didn't know this, but before TMSoft, I started another company with 2 friends of mine. Now, this company was a stock trading company.
Scott and Kyle?
Yes.
Todd, Scott, and Kyle Enterprises.
Yes, those were my friends.
Right. All right, so you started a company.
We started a company. It was a stock trading company. My friend was very smart. He came to me, he said, I discovered something in the stock market. If you were to invest $1 5 years ago, it would be worth $1 billion today. It was the best idea ever pitched to me. And I said, this is amazing. He showed me the algorithm, and I said, I'd do it. I'd write the code. Let's start the company. So there were 3 of us. We all put in a good chunk of money at the time. We were in our 30s. We're all single. We're all not married. So we funded this company ourselves. And I wrote the code, and then the code started trading the market. It was exciting. It was kind of like Mike O'Meara in front of the slot machine. You saw this software trading money. It was going up. It was going down. And it ran for a good month. And it was one of the highlights of my life was there was so much adrenaline every day I'm watching it because I'm not making decisions. This piece of software is trading our money for me. Algo trading. So anyway, I wake up one morning to discover the government has seized all of my assets. Everything.
Wow.
Gone. Zero. I log in. $0. I call my friends. Did you take the money? Who took the money? Where's the money? I call the brokerage. Where's the money? And they go, oh, this is so weird. They actually say, this is really strange. I see the transaction where the money's now gone. It's been liquidated, the whole account. And the only thing it says is C support. The letter C, support. I didn't know what that meant. I saw that on the web interface when I logged in. So you know what that means? Do you know what happened?
No, what does C support mean? This is riveting.
Yes. C support means child support.
Oh, or
Now-
it could be the other C,
And so, what's the other C?
depending on your...
Maybe
not
after
used in a
divorce.
court, not used in a court of law.
No,
Oscar.
no.
Child support. One of your partners?
No. Well, here's the thing. This was a company. This was set up as a company. This was not a person. This was a partnership. This made no sense. So the brokerage was like, look, we don't know. We get served these things. We just hand, there's nothing we could do. We just gave them your money. You got to call the state of Texas. So I call the attorney general in Texas. And they go, well, there's nothing we could do. We thought it was strange, we were told by the state of West Virginia to hand over the money. So I have to call West Virginia now. I have to finally, call after call, I finally get to the person who works in child support services. And she goes, yeah, we seized that money because that was the account of a deadbeat dad that's not paying his bills.
Wow.
And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is a company. This is not a person. How can you seize this money? And she said, well, it's a strange thing. You know how your social security number has 9 digits and your company has 9 digits, the EIN number?
Yeah.
Sure.
Tax ID.
Well, in the database, the dashes are in different, but the database is just a number. They don't have dash.
And your company tax ID matched the social security number of the deadbeat dad.
Yes.
Oh my God.
No.
I love this story.
And they took everything. And the lady was like, and I actually talked to her. I said, does this happen a lot? Because this is crazy. This is crazy. And she goes, well, it happens more than you think.
Oh my God.
And Mike, she sat there on the phone, and I was like, well, we had 2 bank accounts. And I'm like, you only took the one with most of the money. Why didn't you take? And she read
Well, that's
off,
good business. You go after the big one, right?
She read off the balances.
Yes,
she knew exactly
she knew.
what was in all my accounts.
Wow.
And she goes, well, we didn't take the small amount. We just went for the big stuff.
Sure.
We just took the big account. And then she started telling me who this guy was. And like
the deadbeat dad, who he was?
Dad. Yeah, he's like, well, they're down on their luck. They don't have any money. This guy's a roofer. He's out of the job.
Oh,
so
my
we found
God.
this money. We just thought we'd seize it. And I'm like, wait a minute. He's a roofer and he's out of work. And yet he's a stock trader at the same time with all this money and all these accounts out of state. How does this make sense? Wasn't there a red flag?
The vetting process.
Yeah.
There were red flags all over this thing. And you know what so the good news was?
Yes.
They did not disperse the money yet.
Oh, okay.
So he caught it at the nick of time.
Well, yes, because I got hold of it, but also because this was the red flag that made him hold back the money. Because if they gave that money out, I would have had to sue the state. It would have been a whole thing. We probably wouldn't have seen that money for years, if at all.
Wow.
She said to me that when she informed the mother of all this money that they've seized.
The mother of the roofer?
Yes.
Okay.
That, which apparently is the deadbeat dad's account, which is not, of course. She goes, well, we seized all of the money and we were going to give it to her. And then something weird happened. They started celebrating, including the deadbeat dad. And the deadbeat dad starts going, half that money's mine. In the background.
So
crazy.
they are essentially aware that this mistake is providing them with this stolen money that they never had anything to do with, and they said, well, we're just going to not look a gift horse in the mouth, and they're excited to the point where the deadbeat dad, who's still a deadbeat, by the way, is celebrating and now wants half of the money that belongs to you and your business partners.
Can you believe that? And it gets worse.
I want a question before we proceed. Was it a red flag at all that they went after the big money? I mean, when they do that, don't you think they need to make a better sort of analysis of the situation where they just say, well, which one are we going to go for? Go for the big one, then give it away. I mean,
I want to hear how the date ends because your money is still not back in your accounts. I want to hear what happened.
Well, what's crazy is this lady actually gave my contact information to the family, the people that were supposed to get this money. So guess what? This was like over 10 years ago. I had a landline in the house.
But you said they hadn't dispersed the money yet.
They did not.
No, but they gave the contact info, said,
But
hey.
they seem to be a little willy-nilly about the handing out of information.
Yes.
so
you want to talk privacy?
Right.
Oh, my God.
They think you're the deadbeat
they
dad,
think you're
though.
the dad. Here's the contact info for your ex-husband.
No.
Or deadbeat dad.
I don't know why they gave the family
That wasn't
my
the
contact.
reason? That was because
I
that would be
imagine
the
that's
logical
why.
reason.
That's the
This is
reason
a
why.
violation of my privacy.
Okay,
She
okay.
calls me on the phone.
On a
the mother,
landline.
the mother that was
landline.
going to get the child support?
Yes. And she
And what
goes,
does that conversation go like?
well, this is how it went. She goes, we were really looking forward to that money, and this is really affecting my life that I'm not getting this money.
What did you say?
I said,
This is mind-numbing. They have provided the mother who was going to steal your funds with your number so she can call you and bitch you out because she didn't get your stolen money.
this is our government at work, people.
Well,
Full circle.
Wow.
and that is your that's your basis for being anti-big government.
That is. Don't you think that's a good reason?
But when I met
Let's think
Todd,
about this.
he's
Todd,
when I
are
met,
you ready for my answer? Yes, I do think it's a good reason.
Very solid, yeah.
When
I
I
think
first
you come
met
by it honestly.
when I
Wow.
first met Todd, he's like I'm thinking of starting this business, and but I've had a bad experience with on the just the banking situation. And I remember him telling me this at a random conversation. We were having some Jack and Cokes. I'm like, you're telling me that your number matched up with a deadbeat dad's, not your personal social, your tax ID, and that money was seized?
But here is the most important question here, because I really do believe I'm with you. And right now, the way you spun that tale, you are 1,000% sympathetic to me,
yes.
and I'm sure the majority of our listeners. So my question would be, did they resolve the matter for you? Was the money transferred back into your bank accounts? Were you able to pursue this business opportunity after that?
I got the money back in small. Apparently, it was so much money that the state can only like issue up to a certain amount. So we got back a ton of checks.
That's the rule. They do that with banks too.
we had to deposit.
Sorry, listen to
all
me
back.
coming full circle onto his side. You know,
If it's more than $200, this requires 2 signatures, so it's going to be a while.
I want to go on record.
Yeah.
I personally never had that problem.
No, I haven't either.
Because I never had that much money.
I've been the guy writing a lot of small
like,
checks.
Hey, you owe me.
Could this hold us over?
Yeah, let's break this off for a little bit.
Dear electric
ultimately,
company.
they got it to you. They got it back to you.
We got the money
These
back.
a-holes.
We shut the company down. I don't want a company that has the same EIN number as the deadbeat dad. That makes me nervous to think that all this information is in the same database. Could happen to anybody. Could happen to this show.
And they're handing out all the people's phone numbers and names and everything like that.
They had access to all of my bank records, all of the accounts, and they're just matching digits in a database and seizing this stuff. I got the money back. Luckily, I got it. I got in touch with them in time. We shut the company down. We said, we're out. We're done. And it's too bad. We were making progress with it, but we shut it down. And more importantly, the worst thing of all, I had to lose my phone. I got rid of the phone number. You know?
Right, of course.
And it was my favorite phone number. It had like, I will remember this phone number for the rest of my life.
It was your favorite
so
phone number.
great.
Damn those Democrats.
They took my phone number.
Yeah,
why
but
was
it
it great?
was only one digit off from a deadbeat dad, though.
Todd, you dealt with Texas. You dealt with West Virginia. You dealt with a red state. You dealt with a purple state in West Virginia that has a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Why?
I live in a blue state.
It's okay. It's big government. Is
Yes.
that what you rail? You don't like the man.
You
don't
not
like
like
the man.
the man.
Is that what? You
That's-
know what? I'm with you.
Thank you.
Who does
all
like
is
the
good.
man?
All is good. You know
Thank
what?
you,
You go
Mike.
ahead and you post all your conspiracy
Yes.
theories you want. I'm happy with you. You go have a fantastic.
Not guilty, Your Honor. I'll take it.
Knock your socks off, okay? Really. Let's Oscar. Let's book Alex Jones on the show next week. That'll be fantastic. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're gonna have a little Maine fun.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna show you some boating knots.
Yay!
There's my rope. That's why I've had it around me. No, it's not a white snake. What a great band, man.
Great band.
And it's not tying. I'm not sure what I'm going to tie. Might use my own neck. When we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hi, this is Rob.
And hello, this is Sharon. I'm his real-life mother. Every year, we get together and make our delicious signature holiday fruitcakes. They really are special.
What makes them so special? Is it the top quality ingredients, the fresh spices, or is it the love and care that goes into each and every one?
No, idiot, it's the booze.
Thanks, Mom. And up until now, it was virtually
Mom.
impossible to get your hands on one of these fruitcakes. But not anymore. Introducing TMOS Fruitcake Futures. This is the year that you can get your hands on a signature Rob Spiewak fruitcake.
Carefully baked and lovingly packaged for home delivery.
Order now and it will be in your mouth in time for the holidays. Moist and delicious and packed with exotic fruits, a magical blend of 3 kinds of nuts, and with 3 different tiers of fruitcake purchase, you can select the package that's perfect for you.
And of course, it makes a great gift.
Just go to tmosfruitcake.com or click the fruitcake banner on the TMOS website. Buy now and get ready for the happiest holidays ever.
Buy a fruitcake because Mother told you to.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Here's a fact. Sleep is important, and your mattress makes a big difference. If I don't get a good night's sleep, my next day is shot. It's the worst. Luckily, I never deal with that anymore because I have a Sleep Number bed. It is more than a bed. I've been telling you that. It's fantastic. For me, with my back issues, it was a lifesaver. It's like a double dose of vitamin Z. The new Sleep Number 360 smart bed is designed to help you achieve better quality sleep. It's designed to keep you effortlessly comfortable. It senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you sleeping blissfully through the night. Couples always disagree on mattress firmness. Sleep Number beds let you choose your ideal firmness on each side, so it's just right for both of you. At a Sleep Number store, you can see and feel how the bed contours to you and relieves pressure points with their individual fit technology. It's comfort you have to feel. My Sleep Number setting is now a 90. I tweaked it up a little bit because I want a little more firmness. Carla's is a 65. We love it. You'll only find Sleep Number at a Sleep Number store. Come in now and see the newest Sleep Number 360 smart beds starting at just $9.99. There are more than 550 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Just visit sleepnumber.com/TMOS to find the store near you and tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you. That was a great story,
It was a
Todd.
good story, yeah.
That was really a great great story, and now I think maybe I kind of understand where you come from with the man and all that. But I should, just point one tiny little fact, then we'll move on, because I can't do my show justice or myself justice unless I tell you it's very important to point out that the man now has orange hair. Thank you very much. All right.
Well, now that's another controversy in this world.
Yes.
Look, Todd knows that I dye my beard, right?
Yes.
And Todd also...
Would you be? How gray would you be if you didn't dye your beard?
Oh, this is actually... I look at my beard now. This is as gray as it gets, right?
Okay,
it's not that gray.
Yeah, but I'm 40 and I'm already graying everywhere.
Yeah.
Listen,
right?
I have never put any hair color in my on the top of my head ever. But I used to routinely, and talk about it on the show regularly, I used to routinely dye the beard. I did not like it when I was in my early 40s and my beard was going gray.
Yeah.
I hated it, and I wanted to keep my
I'm
beard
dealing with
dark
it now,
color.
and it's graying in a weird pattern, which I don't like.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
even.
weird.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's weird.
So I'm fine with that. I think that, especially for our business, depending on where you are and what you want to do, you want to present yourself well.
Look the best.
And
That's what I always say.
That is a great hat.
Thank you. Go Cats. I wore that for Todd. Look, Washington Capitals champions. Yeah.
Before we get to your naughty pine,
Yes.
and what I think is going to be really impressive as far as what Mike knows about tying knots, especially in the nautical world on the radio.
It's not impressive.
I want to
really.
get to the idea of dyeing your hair as a man, as you age.
Right.
Do you subscribe to it? And I know, Rob, you don't have hair at the moment, but when you did you ever think about it?
No, I would never do it.
No?
No.
I'm into it.
Because I used to have beautiful, long, flowing, Cher-like hair. And I would not dye that. I like.
I should point something out here. On Fridays we do Oscars Take, and this
Oscars
is really
Take.
working. This is really working well because you're going to really be able to comment on something.
Oh, I can't wait.
In Oscars Take today, and so it's related to what you're talking about right now. I don't want to tip my hand because it's really good.
Hey, would you ever dye your hair?
Yeah, I would probably dye my hair if it mattered.
I would do it.
I've never, right now I just don't. I don't think of the hair on the top of my head, and my beard is untouched. I just trim it up, and it's like Jack Diamond White. That's that's
Is
the
that
way
the
it
brand?
goes. Jack Diamond White. Hey, how you doing, little buddy? Here's the Jack Diamond White. No, Jack didn't dye his beard, and I got tired of it. It just got ridiculous trying to do it. And you do get to for a man. With a beard. And I found this out at a motorcycle rally I went to years ago. There was a dude there that was probably my age now. This is back in the day, and this guy showed up every year. And I caught him right at that 58, 59, 60, 61, 62 era where he'd come in. And there is a point, and the man can't tell what this point is, but there is a point where a guy flips to having that old look, and it looks like he dipped his beard in paint.
Yes.
It
can happen overnight.
It can happen overnight. And it's really, you can look, you're in your 40s, you got plenty of time to lay all the beard coloring in there because nobody's going to really tell. And when I was doing mine, it wouldn't be a really big deal unless I'd overshoot the runway. Let me explain what that is. When you use, and I use the standard crap that everybody gets at the drugstore, the Just for Men beard coloring.
Just for old men.
Just for old men. When you do that, if you overcook it, you look like Blackstone the Magnificent.
You really did look like you were ready to take the stage at any moment.
Yeah, I look like, seriously, I'm about to say my wedding vows with Elvira when this thing, it would be so, and it would only, and I was so careful after that. I got it done professionally once, and that was the best. It lasted longer, it looked better, but I wasn't going to be that vain that I would actually go to a salon and get it done like that. But I did it for a very, very long time, and I got pretty good at it. And then I said, no, because this guy, I don't want to be that guy where you see him with like reddish brown hair
and
a reddish brown hair and his skin.
I think the president should have a better colorist.
What's that?
I think the president should have a better colorist, someone to actually take care of his hair a certain way.
Yeah.
Who can tell him? You think anybody can really tell him about his personal style after this many years of having that that Garfield fop combed over his bald head? I mean, you think anybody can really talk to him
Mr.
about
President,
that?
Max Factor is on the line. He would like to speak to you.
I mean, I think he knows it's a signature. That's like telling him about Russia.
Okay.
He's not going to do anything. He's not going to change anything, but I'm talking about the guys, even the president doesn't fall into this category because he's clean shaven.
Right.
But this guy, when I would see an old man with a jet black beard, it is the funniest thing. It's better than a toupee.
Yeah,
it's better than a toupee. God, I'm trying to think of someone famous. Oh, okay. You want to know the most famous guy?
Yeah.
James Lipton.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
James Lipton has a jet black beard, and he's 150 years old.
To a point when they would mock him on Saturday Night Live, and I guess it was Will Ferrell who used to do him.
I think so, yeah.
They couldn't make it look as fake as it did in real life, even though it was fake to begin with.
It was too funny.
Yeah.
I say color away. Knock your socks
All right.
off. As far as the hair, that's your own personal
The
thing.
only thing that
I mean?
bothers me is I now have 3 gray chest hairs. And if I catch them out of the corner of my eye, it's very distracting, like at the pool or something.
How
and
old
it's
are you
horrible.
now? How old are you now?
47.
47. You've held on to that a long time. I've been Snow White down there for a long time.
We were at the
so
pool. It was last year, and I noticed them, and they were just bothering me because they just seemed to really glare at me. So I'm trying to see them, and you can't because they're on.
Yes.
So I got my chin
I
way
hate
down.
to tease again. I hate to tease again, but please, ladies and gentlemen, stick around for Oscar's take.
Oscar's
This
take.
is a perfect discussion that's going to culminate. Are you ready for knots now?
Yeah, but the thing is, Carrie comes out of the water and comes to me in the chair. She says, "What are you trying to advertise? You have a double chin? What are you doing?" And I said,
because you were looking down
I could not look at it.
You were staring at it.
So I'll probably pull them out tonight and be something to do this weekend.
Well, let me pull out my rope now before we go to
rope.
break here. All right.
Now, you have to really, as you know, we're on the radio, so please describe what you're doing.
I am holding in my hand was a medium-sized dock line for an average-sized boat.
And it's a nylon rope, right?
I don't know if it's nylon, Rob. I don't know what the material is.
Made in America.
Yes.
Don't ask me questions I can't answer. This is the line. You've seen
Yeah.
these.
Oh, yeah. It's a
Dad's
nylon.
boat, right?
Yeah, it's a nylon. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to tie a series of knots. Would you like to know the knots that I know?
Yes, please list them.
Obviously, I know one that's really not used in my boating world, the square knot, which is an interesting. I'm not going to tie that one because everybody can tie that.
Right.
That's right over left, left over right. Tie it together, and you make it perfectly square. I am now going to tie one of the most famous nautical knots in the history of nautical knots, and I'm going to teach you how to do this. All right.
Okay.
And I'm going to tie it around the microphone stand, just like you see it.
All right. Does this knot have a name?
This knot is called the bowline.
Oh, but it's spelled bowline, but it's pronounced
bowline. Yes. The British might say, "Well, why don't you put a bowline on it, matey?" So you'll see here.
All right.
I have this. I have the line of rope. All right.
Yes.
I have the short end and the long end. I put the short end around the microphone.
All right.
Then I make a loop, and then I see my loop that I've
Huh?
made. Then I bring the rabbit comes out of the hole, goes around, goes back down into the hole.
All right.
And I have now made successfully the bowline knot, ladies and gentlemen. There it is.
Oh,
There is
exciting.
the bowline knot. Thank you.
Now, is that not the knot
Is this
that
translating as badly to our podcast listening?
Yes.
Unless
It's a YouTube
your
day.
next knot is a balloon knot, we might have
Yes.
to abort.
But is that not the knot that the chief is trying to learn when the shark takes the bait in Jaws? Because they talk about the rabbit goes into the hole,
Yes.
out of the hole,
Yes,
and out of the hole
that's it.
again.
Now, the next knot I will tie around my neck. It's tough to my.
This is really strange, by the
It
way.
is the round turn.
Around your neck is not something we
and
want to see.
2 half hitches.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Oh, at least you know we all know how to off ourselves now.
Yeah, you look a little like Charles Nelson Riley.
Yep.
All right,
Like
hold
an
on,
ascot.
here we go. All right, I've got that, and there is your 2 half hitches. You can immediately tighten it like so. I don't know if it's looking the right way.
What is that knot
That's
used for?
tying a boat up to a stanchion, like a post.
Ooh.
Tying your boat up to a post.
And
You
the
can do it
bowling
that
knot,
way.
the bowling knot is a
It's to tie a loop. I tie my dinghy up by putting a loop around a piece of wood, and I tie that, and it makes a little loop, and it's a quick knot. Okay?
But isn't the good thing about the bowling knot is that even if you pull on it, the knot is never going to get so tight that you can't untie it. It's because
this next knot is called the clove hitch.
The clove hitch.
I go once over, I come around,
All right, right on the microphone.
I go right up through the microphone. Like
Yes.
this,
We have to talk
and
about
then
this.
I come out, and I
Okay.
tie it, and look at how perfect and beautiful that is. You see
Now,
that?
what would you use
That
the
looks
clove
simple,
hitch for?
doesn't it?
That is
looks
nice.
simple,
It does.
doesn't That is a
It
clove
does.
hitch. And look at that. That's not going anywhere. Look,
Ah.
I can pull the microphone here.
Oh, you
yeah,
got a
yeah,
microphone.
yeah.
It's like a selfie
Best
stick,
thing to do.
but it's made of
So-
rope.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have demonstrated the bowling knot, the round turn with 2 half hitches, and the clove hitch. So
Where
I
is
like
your
the-
happy little tree?
You know why? Hold on. You know why I like the clove hitch?
Why?
I like the clove hitch because it's so pretty.
It is a pretty
So
knot.
look at how symmetrical it is.
Mike,
Isn't that wonderful? It's all-
I don't know if I have the eye to appreciate a great knot.
Can you tie a
wonderful.
monkey's fist?
No, I cannot tie them. But I cannot do that. But as requested, I will now stand up, face the camera from the rear, and show Oscar the balloon knot.
No. Please don't.
I might just keep
family
this
show.
right here and practice knots during the show. That'll be a lot of fun. We have to take a break.
Yes, we do.
actually have to go now. When we come back, more fun and more thrills. I'll tell
Yay,
you about
yay, knots! Knots!
Thank you for the knots. Terror in the O'Mara household last night. We had the fire department out. We'll
Oh,
be
no.
right back.
Candy on a shelf.
Hello, boys. It's me, Shannon. You know, the Oscar Santana Scholarship winner. Oscar just gave me another pep talk about how I need to start pulling my weight. So I'm going to help out by promoting Tech 411.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Oscar is out right now with his Tech 411 co-host and best friend, Todd Moore. Todd's probably surfing the back plane of a router, if you catch my meaning. Anyway, tune in to Tech 411 on More Broadcasting so Oscar can become a big success and I can keep milking him dry. Buy a master's degree.
Shannon in the morning.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Announcing our first ever TMOS fundraiser. Let's be honest. We don't ever come to you guys looking for a handout, but times are tight and we need your help. Here is the good part. In exchange for your support, we will reward you with the magical goodness of a genuine Rob Spiewak fruitcake. You know them, you love them. We've talked about them for years, and frankly, they are every bit as good as you've heard. I was a fruitcake hater until I discovered the Rob Spiewak Delicious Holiday Fruitcake. It is a holiday treat unlike any other, sweet, spicy, potent, and delicious. And now you can have one in time for the holidays simply by giving us your support. Order now, and a fruitcake, or fruitcakes if you prefer, will be at your house in time for the holidays. Let's be clear. We are doing this because we need the fiscal support of you, the listeners, before someone in West Virginia takes our money out of the account to pay back child support.
Freeze those assets!
No, it's for our listeners that we value so dearly. We are so proud to offer the taste of the holidays as our way of saying thank you. Invest in your fruitcake future now. Ensure the ongoing success of TMOS and get ready for the tastiest holidays of your life. Thank you for being a part of the nuttiest fundraiser ever. The future is now with the world-famous Rob Spiewak Genuine Fruitcake, ladies and gentlemen. And happy holidays to you and yours.
You know what my favorite part was? When you looked over to see how much time you had left and started to slow down and you posted it out like a pro.
Thank you.
Love
Thank
it.
you.
Love it.
Live
By the way,
live reads.
I
There we are.
love the website you guys created for that. I bought the Super Duper yesterday.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, Todd.
It comes with a signed Christmas card I'm reading
And a rope.
and a rope and a
I'm doing the. I wanted to make sure.
A knot.
I wanted to make sure I showed you what the round turn and 2 half hitches.
Oh, that's nice.
That's how it really looks right there. So that's it.
Mike, will you fix your backdrop as well? Oh, you fixed it already. You're good to go. You're good to go.
It's just where I put.
Oh,
the
now
pin.
it looks like you're in a ditch. Okay,
When you do
fine.
I'm curious, when you do the bowling knot, do you do it more by sense memory or do you have to watch?
You have to kind of pay attention to that one. That's the one you have to pay. They're all difficult under the pressure. It's really like a skill that you have to learn.
When you're tying a knot, it's when it's pressure. I mean, you never tie one when there's lots of time because you're docking and there's people walking around and it's the worst.
It's not that much pressure, though.
No, it is.
Well, it is. It is when a boat's coming into a dock and you have to make sure. Here's the problem, okay? I tie this little round turn and 2 half hitches, and I've got this tiny little bit of rope, and I practice and practice and practice and practice. When I get on a boat, the line is like 4 feet long.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to do this, but I'm trying to feed the line through, and I forget. And there was one time where I was sitting there, and the guy that the harbor master in Bar Harbor, Maine, has a window, not only TV monitors to see all the docks and what's going on with the boat, but he's got a window that looks right down to the little dock that I go into. And I'm in there. I went over there with my cousin Teddy and his family, and I sent them along. And Teddy said, "Do you want to check my work?" I said, "Yeah, I'll check your work." And then I proceeded to stay there for about 25 minutes because I got completely OCD.
Right.
And was like retying it and retying it. And the assistant the harbor master came down and said,
no.
"What the hell were you doing?" And I said, "I was practicing. I was practicing because I don't know what I'm doing."
It can be stressful if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I know we've
That's why I practice. And
Yes.
listen, all the years I've been coming up, I'm a weekend warrior. I'm not somebody that does this professionally. You see my buddy Zach, with his giant
he's a man's man.
Of course. And it's just like, no, you see him do these knots that are like, it's just like, what are you doing? Well, I'm going to take my boat and I'm going to tie it to a bridge and pull the bridge over. It's just, it's incredibly powerful the way he does this.
Briefly, Todd just got back from vacation a couple weeks ago on a Caribbean vacation with a bunch of his friends on a boat. And he had a pirate captain that would yell at them all the time.
About knots and things like that?
It just was shocking me that you'd pay someone to yell at you.
Yeah, we had a captain all week taking us around the BVI. And he's just yelling at us.
British Virgin Islands.
He's so mad. He's like, when we go to moor the boat, he's like, "Pick it up, use the pole, don't bend the pole, da 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 da." And I'm like, "Hey, dude, like we're on vacation. If I want to get yelled at, I'll come on the Michael Mayer show."
Did you confront him like you confront me? Did you confront him?
I did.
Of course you
I'm not
did.
going to put up with that crap.
Of course you did.
Paying to get yelled at.
And I'm sure by the end of the vacation, I'm sure that's why you were his favorite.
Yes. He hated me.
So, one of the challenges we have up here in Maine, Todd and the rest of the guys,
Todd.
it's a challenge to get people to come out and really get things fixed.
Handymen.
A few weeks ago, I talked about the fact that my water heater had gone on the fritz, and we finally had a plumber come out and fix it. When he fixed it, this is about a week and a half ago, he said, I've got a wire. The way this thing was set up originally was it's an oil tank that heats the water through an electric fan that provides and that's how they vent it, blah, blah, blah. I'm listening. I'm half listening. He said the way it was set up originally was incorrect. And I have to come back because I need the wire that I don't have that's going to make this thing work 100%. I'll be back in about a week to make sure it vents. Until that time, the water heater is working, but it's venting the way it used to.
Okay.
And when I say that, on the side of my house up here is a little vent stack.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like an aluminum piece with a big round piece, and it's like a smokestack, but it's on the side of the house.
You see them, yeah.
And that's what it used to vent. So when this thing goes doing its thing, I smell a little of the oil smell, right? And that's it venting. I guess it's venting the oil that's used to heat the water. I don't know.
I love that smell.
Goddamn plumber. So I'm trying to explain this as best I can. So all I know is that he's going to come back in a week and a half, and he's going to bring a wire that's going to fix the vent, and everything's going to be fine. I don't even think twice about it. I smell a little oil, no problem at all. So last night, flash forward, Red Sox, Yankees. Congratulations, boys. Nicely done. 15 runs against the evil empire. Excellent.
Is there something in the water for MLB? Is there's a 25-run game, right? A 10-run game? What's going on?
Oh, well, it's a little trades at the deadline, Rob Spiewak's little guy named Steve Pierce, who happened to come to the Red Sox from a team called the Toronto Blue Jays, and he has found a home. When you hit 3 dingers in one game, you are home sweet home in Fenway Park. I'm getting a little excited. And Ian Kinsler, who I would make love to, is now playing second base for the Boston Red Sox, and he is an acrobat. He's fantastic.
Are you willing to make your postseason prediction for the Red Sox?
They will go to the World Series. I
then
guarantee
what?
it.
And then what?
I don't know what the result of the World Series, but I am here to say they will go to the World Series this year.
Print it and take it upstairs to the big man.
And my brother-in-law, who has the same kind of bank account as Mr. Moore, has indicated to me that maybe there might be a World Series ticket. He hasn't really come out and said it, but he alluded to it. You know, there could be a World Series.
We should call him and
it.
ask him if he definitely wants to go to the series with you.
Yeah, we should. We don't want another Marcus Sirtis situation.
Great idea. Let's get on to the story. All right, so it's 9:00. I'm watching the Red Sox Yankees, and the same smoke alarm that goes off when Carla is cooking something. It's ultra sensitive. Now I know that sounded wrong. Wait, that sounded wrong. It's not that she burns food. It's that anything, if she's even baking a chicken, you won't see any smoke, but the thing goes beep like that. So it's 9:00. The house is buttoned up.
Every time this woman cooks, the smoke detector goes off.
She's magnificent. She's a great cook. She is a wonderful cook, and but the smoke detector is very sensitive in our house. It's ridiculous. So everybody's the little guy's put down to sleep for the night. Carla's gone upstairs to read her book, and I'm watching the Red Sox Yankees. She watched 2 innings with me. That's a win for me. I was happy about that, and it's quiet. I'm watching. It's hot up here. We got all the windows open, and it's kind of sick. And all of a sudden, I hear, and I mean, like it's going. And Carla immediately flies downstairs, takes her little oven mitt that she uses when it's coming out of the oven, and starts waving. I said, "That's irrelevant.
She's
it's
got
not
a move. She's got a standard move for when the smoke detector goes off.
Nothing's burning. Nothing's burning. Stop doing what you do." And she's like, "What?" I said, "No, this is something more serious. I have to open the hatch to the crawl space."
Oh, my God.
So the hatch to the crawl space.
Like in Lost.
It's ridiculous. There's we have the Oscar Sonos speakers on these $10 antique pedestals that we bought, and they're right in the middle. So it's like, this is not easy access here. There's a vacuum there. There's a case of Diet Coke there. There's cleaning supplies there. Everything there. And I'm sitting there going, and in the middle of this, my panic and my anger comes out at Carla, where I'm like, it'd be easier to get. It would be easier to access this where this fire is potentially happening. If I could get this crap off the hatch. And so,
if there is a fire, you can pour the Diet Coke on it.
It's going beep like this, and I hear my neighbor going, "You all right?"
Oh no!
I've gotten the little guy out of the bedroom, and I'm put him on the deck. I've got him outside where there's air. I don't know if this is carbon monoxide or not. And so it's a beep like that. "Can we help you?" I said, "I'll be right with you. I'm just checking." "Okay, can we help you?" "Carla, will you handle this, please?" Beep as the thing's going.
So embarrassing.
So Carla's out there. Michael has just gotten into whatever REM stage or whatever, and he's like, "Daddy, I'm tired." He's out on the deck. I go down. Do the sniff test. I'm sitting there, and I smell nothing downstairs. Carla says, "Did you go into the girls' room where Elizabeth's going to be?" And I said, so I come out of the hatch, and it's going, beep, and I go into the girls' room, and I go, I'm like,
oh, no.
It smells like I've dipped my face into a 1974 Ford pickup truck oil pan.
Oh,
going,
no.
Oh, God, what's this happening like that? At this point, I walk back out, the neighbor, our next door neighbor, has a friend that's on the volunteer fire department. He has a carbon monoxide monitor. And so he's going to go get it, and he's going to come. I said, how the hell does this work out? He's got a buddy over visiting him that happens to be a volunteer firefighter.
Lucky,
who has access
very
to
lucky.
I mean, pure lucky. I mean, you don't have to call anybody. Everything's cool. I go back down just one more time to see if there's anything burning, like my house, or there's any smell. And by the way, about this time, I'm kind of going like that. I'm not feeling so hot.
Yeah.
The family's outside. I'm in there going, okay, who do you worry about? You worry about a 5-year-old, but who's right next in line? It's the elderly.
That's right.
Carla should have been down there looking.
She should
at
be
this
checking
stuff.
on you. She should check on you.
So I go down, and about this time, I get halfway down the stairs. and it stops. It stops completely. And then we go out and we're just sitting there and we're waiting. And I said, the firefighter had to go back to his house to get the carbon monoxide monitor. He's coming back over here. Finally, he shows up and he said, did your alarm go off? I said, yes. He said, well, that means, it's going to stay on until there's no CO2 in the house. Is it CO2?
It's
CO. Carbon monoxide?
CO. CO2 is carbon dioxide.
Yeah, CO. So he comes and he said, we're fine. I go into the girls' room, sniff, nothing. We close the outside window where the vent is on both. And by the way, my kid's just across the hallway. We shut that window, and then we leave all the windows open in the house. And we go up to sleep, and all the windows were open, and no more problems with that. But the guy, the plumber, Mr., a little tweak every week. That's his name. That's what it ought to be. The plumber's a tweak a week. A tweak a week with the repair. He's coming out sometime today.
Great.
So, hallelujah.
And he will find all the bodies on the floor.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
But the carbon
monoxide.
He was delayed.
He said he was delayed this week because I'm trying to think what he said. Oh, yeah, he was delayed this week because he had to send child support to West Virginia. That's right. I'm sorry I occupied everybody. Sorry, Todd, I know you're here.
This is riveting. Tie a knot in it. Yeah.
We'll take a break. Come back, your buddy Oscar's Take.
Take.
I've been previewing it all during the show, but it should be lots of fun when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
This week on the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show.
Had she backed into the parking space?
She had backed in.
Oh, wow.
That's why our eyes locked. I was like,
Oh, see, did you not think that he had done it, that he'd backed in? I thought he was talking about backing in. I didn't know he did it.
I pictured him pulling in front, but I pictured her also pulling in front.
He did it in the front.
So you did this.
The front means, all right, I got to position myself like this, okay?
So you were making eye contact her while you
was
hit.
parking.
Oh, you are such an idiot.
I'm mortified.
I guess so.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The Mike O'Mara Bonus Show, because 5 hours a week just ain't enough. Always available at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Welcome back to the show. There are 8 or 9 members of my family now that know the term smoke show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Todd, I know you like to occasionally pick up a property. How about Northern California? Have you thought about maybe picking up a little something out there?
Nice.
I got a guy. I got a guy out there. His name's Alexander Papp.
They're having a fire sale, I hear.
That's up here in Maine.
It's an advertisement. Oh, sorry.
Attention, Northern California residents. Analysts predict that interest rates will rise by the end of the year, so right now is the best time to buy your next home. Stop renting and call our favorite realtor, Alexander Papp, today, 916-276-2129, and start searching for your dream home. Alexander will help you through this entire real estate process, from finding your perfect home to writing an aggressive offer, working through the home inspections, and even finding you a great lender for your loan. Alexander Papp is rated 5 out of 5 stars on Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com. And Rob Spiewak, did you talk to Alexander and tell him that anybody that buys a home through Alex is now going to get a fruitcake?
They're going to get the
fruitcake. We were just selling them for ourselves, for God's sake.
Well,
what are you doing?
What it is he's going to buy you a fruitcake to show his appreciation.
He's rated 5 out of 5. This guy's great. Stop looking at homes online. Give Alex a call on his personal cell phone, 916-276-2129. He's licensed in the entire state, but focuses exclusively on NorCal. From Marysville to Grass Valley, from Granite Bay to Folsom, and everywhere in between. So stop renting. Call Alex, the NorCal Realtor, today, 916-276-2129, BRE 019-86031, Prado Real Estate. And remember, anyone who buys a home through Alex gets a Rob Spiewak.
Oh, yeah.
And now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Oscar's Take.
Oscar's Take!
A review and comment on the news is only our Bolivian bloviator can do it. The views expressed by Oscar Santana do not necessarily reflect the views of the Mike O'Mara Show, its listeners, or the right-thinking Americans of the United States. And now, without further ado, here is Oscar's Take.
Oscar's Take.
Gentlemen.
Everything on the news today, it really became kind of interrelated, because you were talking about, Todd was talking about stocks, and you were talking about stocks, Oscar. Apple became the first trillion-dollar company yesterday when their stock passed $207.05. If you had invested $10,000 in Apple back when Mac came out in 1984, it would be worth $3.8 million today. I welcome your take on that, Mr. Masters of Business Administration.
I think Tim Cook said it best. I read an article this morning. I'm glad you brought it up, Mike, where he signaled and told his family at Apple that $1 trillion doesn't mean S, because that is just a number. The day-to-day operations is what allows and innovation is what allows a company to reach that height. As long as big government stays out of their way, right, Todd?
Oh, stop it. Oh, behave yourself, please,
big
for
government.
the love of God.
Big government.
You're listening to Oscar's Take.
A free market for everybody.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, you're just showing off your friend. All right, speaking of winning.
It works.
Winning.
Charlie Sheen is trying to get his child support payments reduced because he claims he can't afford them anymore. Let me give him the little thing here. I got to give him a little bit of that. Wait a minute. Where is it? There it is. Right. Hold on. That's what I want. Where's my sad? There it is. Thank you, Charlie Sheen.
Sheen.
Charlie pays $20,000 a month to Denise Richards for their daughters Sam and Lola, and $55,000 to Brooke Mueller for their twin sons Bob and Max. That's a lot of child support.
That is.
He says he's down to less than $10 million. Oh, poor baby. And the bills are piling up, and he can't find steady work because he's been, quote, blacklisted for many aspects of the entertainment industry.
He's not getting any fat checks from that anger management show?
I guess not. He owes millions to his lawyers, the IRS, and the bank for his mortgage, and he's past due on gardening and pool cleaning bills. Hold on. If he's got $10 million or a little less than $10 million, why isn't he paying his gardener and his pool boy?
Yeah, gardener.
Back in February, he put his Beverly Hills estate on the market for $10 million. In 2010, Charlie was the highest paid actor on TV, making $1.8 million per episode of 2.5 Men, but that was before he started winning. I welcome your take on this, Oscar Santana.
Guys, I don't know what the threshold is for child support, whether you're the mom or the dad making more money. I feel like there's got to be a ratio that maybe they have to equate for Charlie Sheen, where I think if you've got $10 million in the bank still, you should be able to afford your bills.
Yeah.
That's one. But I also believe that when he gets to, let's say, $2 million and he wants this quality of life, they should factor in a T-cell count, depending on what he's doing to how much is owed.
Yeah.
That's
Tiger blood.
You're listening
Todd's
to Oscar's take.
Oscar's take.
Todd's take. Oscar, Fox has a game show in the pipeline called Spin the Wheel, and Justin Timberlake is one of the co-creators. The most interesting part is that on each episode, contestants will have the chance to win up to $20 million. It's all money for Oscar on Oscar's Take a Lot, isn't it? Well, I try to get stories that'll interest him. The specifics haven't been announced, but the show involves contestants answering pop culture trivia questions and spinning a giant 40-foot wheel. Unlike Wheel of Fortune, players can add cash to the wheel's wedges by correctly answering trivia questions, but incorrect responses add wedges that could cause them to lose money. At some point, contestants are able to decide whether to walk away or risk it all and spin the wheel one last time, kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire meets Wheel of Fortune. Oscar Santana, what do you think of the new game by Justin Timberlake?
A wise man had me sit down in his house with a bowl of popcorn and watch a documentary that broke down how everything we know is remixed, right? And that wise man is Todd Moore.
Yay, Todd Moore!
This is a remix.
There he is again. Listen to this brotherly love.
This is a remix of two shows. I'm waiting for the lawsuits because a big wheel on television has Pat Sajak all over it. And unless it's, I would say, horizontal, or I mean, a vertical wheel, then I don't see how he doesn't get sued.
Well, what was the show they did that was just like Plinko? And it was just like Plinko, and it was on Fox. The Wall. And then no one sued for that. Maybe there's just like an understanding among people in big game show.
Or it's past the statute of limitations because Plinko has been around forever.
Yeah, and Merv is dead.
Merv is dead.
Merv is dead. Who's going to sue?
Were you with us when we saw the Plinko board?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. One of the highlights of my life.
I'm so jealous when I hear that story.
And the best part of it, we snuck backstage. That's the thing. We snuck backstage at CBS Television City. It was like, look, it's the Plinko board.
And you know what was even cooler than that? I think it was you and me when we actually really were started prowling Television City, and we saw them setting up the Hollywood Squares.
Oh,
we saw them
so cool.
putting them together, stacking the set.
I mean, iconic shows.
So cool.
Made out of carbon fiber, right?
Yeah, space-age polymer. No expense was spared.
To support that guy, Bruce Valanche. That's it. You're listening to Oscar's Take, ladies and gentlemen. Oscar, I know you've got strong feelings on this. Someone noticed that EA Sports is censoring Colin Kaepernick's name from rap songs on the Madden soundtracks. EA apologized, but it could actually become a problem for the NFL because it could help prove that the league is colluding to keep Kaepernick out by editing him out of songs.
Wow.
Can you believe that? What's your take on that?
This game that the NFL is playing with Colin Kaepernick has gone too far, and at every turn they are trying to erase him from the landscape.
Non-person.
And frankly, they're not all on message because owners, which own the team, which dictate the league outside of the commissioner, do what they want. And the idea that there are some players on NFL rosters that are, I would say, 4 or 5 tiers down from the quarterback Kaepernick was, and they are on a team and Kaepernick isn't because of his political viewpoints, blows my mind. Now, do you have to hire somebody if you disagree? Do you have to hire somebody just because they have the talent? No. But if you're working together to keep them out of work, I mean, that's just not how we do business.
That's
in this
bad
country.
stuff.
Yeah,
and
it
they
is
could
bad.
be in trouble for that.
Yeah.
I totally agree. That is a good Oscars take. And
Oscars
I
take.
will bring in your friend, Mr. Moore, for this last one. If he cares to comment, but I'll give it to you first. And this is the final item on Oscars take, ladies and gentlemen.
You hold in your hand the final item.
No, I did.
Oscars
I said
take.
Oscars take.
Oscars take.
Come on. Just got a few more minutes. Did you know a lot of guys, Oscar, shave their butt?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
They absolutely do. But what if I told you the latest trend among guys, yes, straight men, as well as gay, I'm sure, is to have their butts bleached and waxed. It's absolutely happening, according to a story.
Into this?
Because I wanted to make you
Our
uncomfortable.
show is inclusive.
According to a story published by the good folks over at Men's Health, there are a growing number of guys who are coming into the spa and requesting to have their bleached and their butts waxed. I welcome both of you to give a take
Todd, you go
on
first.
Oscar's take.
Oscars take.
Well-
Todd's take.
I used to watch
Todd's butt.
a TV show called Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
Yes.
They taught me how to manscape, and I still, to this day, do a little bit of manscaping.
I just threw up in my mouth
I
after
have
that.
I have never touched my butt in any way. That is just weird.
Mike, I am the Nostradamus of taking care of oneself.
Or like Astradamus.
We had a sponsor, Dr. Bruce Friedman, while I was
Why would
on.
it be Nostradamus? He predicts the future,
I
right?
know
Is
he's
that what it
predicting the anal future.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm a
Oscar.
tastemaker. I had my
Don't use that phrase.
I had my ass cheeks alazed at Dr. Bruce Friedman's in 2008.
Wow.
Has it grown back?
A little bit, but not as strong as it was before. Now I have a fuzzy butt, not a hairy butt.
The good news is after it came back a little bit, he doesn't slide out of his chair anymore.
Would you entertain the idea of waxing and bleaching?
Look, if you're going to go all out, spend the extra dollars and take care of everything. I don't think you have to go bleaching. I remember when she was alazing my butt cheeks, she started going towards the crack, and I was like, whoa, this is not part of the sponsorship. And it hurts a lot more there. And so she never went full crack, but all cheeks, definitely taken care of.
That costs extra.
I never like to horn in on. I never like to horn in on Oscar's take, but can I offer
Oscar's take.
Please.
my take on this particular one? And then we can move on.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned,
yes,
there's not enough bleach. Thank you very much. There you go.
Oh, Mike, the burning. The burning.
Oh, the burning. I'm not going through that. We'll take a break and come back with the last audio vault of the week with Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Inform, intelligence, irreverence, political persuasions. And now, here's Chris.
Hey, it's Chris Wrights with Political Persuasions. This week, Mike and I dissect the tweet of the week. That's Donald Trump calling on Attorney General Sessions to end the Russia investigation. Is that obstruction? Plus, we take a look at the president rolling back Obamacare and fuel efficiency standards. And I tell you what it's like to be heckled by Trump supporters. Tune in.
You can download Political Persuasions at politicalpersuasions.com, iTunes, Stitcher, and wherever fine podcasts are found.
Yeah. What do you think of that, huh? Good promo, eh?
Love it.
He meant that.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Amazon. Everyone knows that Amazon is the best. You're probably shopping there right now. If you need it, Amazon has it. Just make sure you access Amazon through the TMOS website. What is today's Amazon purchase of the day, Mr. Spiewak?
It's my favorite kind of purchase. It's a buy something, say something purchase from listener Fritz. He bought a Jones-Red 21-inch walk-behind lawnmower. He says it's got an easy pull and adjustable grip height, and it's only $400 delivered to your home. And he says this, it's a mower that all TMOS listeners can get behind. Because it's a push mower. But
it's
it is
a Swedish one, right? It's one of them Swedish numbers.
It's a beautiful lawnmower. He says it's fantastic, and they delivered it to his door.
Cool.
And the price only $349.95.
You can find the mower and more at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Remember, the only way you can ensure that we get credit for your purchase is to access Amazon through our website. It costs you nothing, but it means the world to us. Oh, man, I tell you, I almost wish I had a lawn. Get behind that mower and get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Going through that site gets to Amazon, and we thank you. Let's open up the audio vault, our final one of the week for Friday, August 3rd. We are here with Oscar Santana, Rob Spiewak, and our special in-studio guest, His Honor, Mr. Todd Moore.
Hooray for Todd Moore. Yay!
Thank you. Hey, briefly, Mike, before we get to the audio vault, are you concerned about the red tide in Fort Myers? I saw this big story yesterday.
Boy, I saw it maybe a week ago where I saw this story, and our babysitter down there, our wonderful friend Carmen, who lives down there, and is kind of our home watcher person, but my mother-in-law is, has been visiting, and so it's something where you not only get it down there and it affects your breathing and everything, but it lingers. So
can you explain what it is?
The red tide is an algae bloom that comes off the coast of the oceans, and it is a horrible thing. It does a fish kill. It causes wreaks havoc with the ecosystem.
Manatees.
And it can actually get into the air and affect people's respiratory systems.
Wow.
And they're saying that the red tide this year, shocker, with the pollution down in Southwest Florida, is worse than it's ever been. And so they've had horrible times in our part of Southwest Florida with heavy rains, and then Lake Okeechobee with their poo water going down the Caloosahatchee and out into the Gulf of Mexico. It's an S storm down there, and I'm not sure I see any light at the end of the tunnel. Look, both all the legislators down there, Republican and Democrat, are aware of this problem, and I hope they get it fixed. But this red tide, they're saying, might be tied into that down there. It's very scary.
A lot of times algae blooms are caused by fertilizer runoff, and with all the rebuild and all the stuff coming after the hurricane last year, I'm sure the heavy rains are washing all the fertilizer into the water, and the algae's going crazy.
I thought of you as soon as I saw the news story.
That's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, what it is, you've got also, just really briefly, and I don't want to get into the weeds with this, but you've got the Everglades down there, which is a natural filter.
Yeah.
And when you start steering water around that and putting it into reservoirs, and you get overflow, and then you get Big Sugar down there that wants to have their irrigation, it's just an S storm, and they've really got to focus on it. And the wheels move very slowly. Don't they, Governor Rick Scott? I'm sorry, what was that?
You know what they should do? They should bleach it.
Yes. When you said big sugar, I picture a big domino sugar cube rolling into the ocean.
Yeah, and that'll help.
Scary.
That'll help. This is not salt water. This is sweet water.
Getting worse, though. Getting worse. Very, very scary, and I'm going to be keeping
Thank you for the
tabs
update.
on
I
that.
just wanted to check.
You know why this is allowed to happen, Mike? This is allowed to happen because America, as a rule, is getting stupider, and I use that to set up this first clip.
Uh-oh.
There is another new show coming to Fox that is not as intelligent as Spin a Wheel and Win Money. This is called The Masked Singer. And this is how it works. It's coming this fall. They get what they say are Emmy-winning and Grammy-winning famous celebrities to put on elaborate costumes, come out and sing in front of a panel of celebrity judges, and the judges have to figure out who's the masked singer.
Coming soon. A top secret celebrity singing competition will have everyone asking who
there's something incredibly special about you.
Is
you got me thrown off.
The Masked Singer.
I'm so freaking confused right now. I don't know who I am.
The international music sensation comes
Even the
to
contestants
Fox.
are dumb.
The celebrity panelists, the only panelist I recognized was Ken Jeong from Dr. Ken. He's like the big star of the show.
Will the celebrities be non-singers as well as singers?
They're vague.
I think they should
They're
be
very vague.
I think they should be, if the premise is correct.
Right.
and what I've seen before. I think this actually looks good.
And the costumes are elaborate. Some of them looked a little bit like Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, I don't feel like I feel like these are actors that can sing.
Yeah,
that are double threat and triple threat entertainers.
You know whose band's going to be in bad habit tonight?
Who?
Billy Bob's.
Yes.
No way,
Bob's,
really?
Yeah.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
You should go. You should go.
Check it out. If I can get a babysitter, we might go. Be fun. First thing Carla showed me today was that on her phone. Look who's here.
Speaking of music, as a matter of fact, Billboard put out a really neat chart. These are the top performing songs in the history of the Hot 100. And how they figured it is this: most time at number one, most time on the charts, and the higher they make it, the more time, the more value they're assigned. Like weeks at number one gives them extra value as opposed to weeks at number two, number three. Number 5, and it's a pretty good list. The number 5 top performing song of all time is Leanne Rimes. Which is a fine song, but you wouldn't think of one of the biggest hits of all time.
If you look at, once in a while, TMZ will show the state that she has lived in and lives in the multiple homes. You're like, that's why she doesn't ever have to work anymore.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, she's, right out of the gate, she was fantastic with that blue.
Oh, I forgot that was her breakout record.
Yeah, it was.
Number 4 is another good one. Mark Ronson with Bruno Mars, of course. Mark Ronson, I should say. Uptown Funk.
Uptown Funk, one of my favorite songs. Wonderful, deserves it.
You're going to love number 3, Mike, because it's a song that you have covered.
Yes, that lion boy.
Back the Knife, yeah. It spent an eternity at number 1 in 1958.
Great McDonald's commercial.
Yes.
Back in time.
The number 2 biggest hit of all time, best performer, no surprise because it was everywhere. Smooth by Santana with Rob Thomas.
I never would have guessed that, though.
It came out at a time where it just lived on the charts. There was nothing to upset it.
Oh, I'm stunned at this, though. It's a great song.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Now,
but, I'm really surprised.
Number 1 is one that if you know the story behind it, you can probably guess what the best performing song in the history of the Hot 100 is. Do you have a guess?
The best performing song in the history of the. Can I get?
I'll give you a hint.
Question?
I will give you a hint, and then you can ask a question.
All
it's
right.
the only non-Christmas song to hit number 1 twice, 2 different years.
Ooh.
Is it Elvis?
It is not Elvis. Elvis is not represented in the top 10, I don't think.
Oh, because he's a hack.
That's right. Zero talent.
All right, go ahead, lay it on us.
It hit number 1 in 1960 and again in 1962. Chubby Checker and The Twist, the best performing song in the history of the Hot 100.
And he has been milking that
forever,
like an old cow for a very, very long time.
He even did a Super Bowl halftime show based on a 40-year-old record. What a jerk.
Yeah, but hey, everybody knows it. Right?
When I was a kid, I thought Bob's Big Boy, the actual mascot, was Chubby Checker.
And don't forget,
because he wore checkers.
And that was that was the weight loss organization in Fatso.
Yeah, Chubby Checkers.
Where's the honey, Junior? Where's the honey?
Philadelphia's own Ernest Evans with The Twist. That's the best performing song in the history of the Hot 100. I want to give you this. This was great. I put this on our Facebook page. You can watch the video. A woman is caught in traffic, and off to the shoulder is a road rage incident going down, and 2 guys are fighting like little girls. And so she's just videotaping and narrating it.
This is live in action for real. These 2 men acting a fool on the side of 35, y'all. I ain't making this up. Girl, shut up. This is too much for me. Can we get some movement? Yo, let's chop this up.
She's hysterical.
But just goes to show you, Mike, don't ever act a fool. Don't ever act a fool. And I close with this because I thought that Oscar would enjoy this joke. We talked yesterday that the possibility of a Friends reboot, mostly with the girls from Friends, right? So Seth Meyers has this to say about that.
Jennifer Aniston said in an interview published yesterday that she is open to the idea of a Friends reboot. Though, according to Ross, they never got canceled. They were on a break.
That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great weekend, everybody. Buy a fruitcake.
Hey, Todd Moore, anything
Yay.
you would like to promote, or you were nice enough to drop by? I appreciate that. And you're going to court today. What a nice move. What's new? Anything you want to throw out there?
Play a pod. Thank you so much, guys. I had a blast on today's show. Thank you.
That is the app that drives this show, and it is the best. I get constant rave reviews on it, and it comes out of that man's brain. That man's complicated, awkward brain.
Some good things come out of it.
Yes,
some.
That's good. We appreciate you. Please get a fruitcake. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Mike O'Mara Show. Fruitcake Futures this weekend, the most important weekend for you to buy a fruitcake future. Please remember, voting is the engine of freedom and democracy. Todd, you can agree with that. It requires your participation. Please remember to register and vote. It really does matter. We can agree on that, can't we?
Yes.
For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, this is Mike O'Mara inviting you to join us for the best part of your day, the Mike O'Mara Show. So long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.